My name's Dean, I work at aquatics.
Yeah. Okay. You're right for me to ask us a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sort of firstly, why do you think that fish have the reputation they've got, sort of for to sort of throw away?
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of people
about.
that come in here and they say they bought like a goldfish years ago from like the fair and it lasted a few days and they threw it away, where it's just not sort of like the attitude we try and take here. We try and take them seriously. Even if it's just a basic goldfish all the way up to marines, we try and encourage like filtration and everything suitable to give them a happy long life sort of thing.
Okay, all right. There's one thing I found before I started owning fish. I wasn't too sure about them, what anything to do with them at all.
Yeah.
But I started to notice now when I've got them, the way they respond and stuff, they seem to have a certain amount of intelligence anyway.
Yes.
Do you think they're quite intelligent beings?
Yeah, I mean, it's a common misconception, like they say, like they got 2-second memories, when it's just not. And everything thinks they're just a simple pet. When they're not even. Some people don't even class them as pets. When it's just not true. They do. They do feel pain even though they can't show. It's like locking up a dog sort of thing. You see the adverts on telly, and it's the same. Just because they can't express it. I mean, that's one of the commonest cruelty things to them. They just don't, because they can't express it. So I mean, I think they do have a good intelligence in the means of.
Do you find that they kind of recognise you as well, especially the ones that you feed all the time?
That's it. Yeah, I mean, people that keep fish, they've said they recognise feeding patterns, like especially at certain times they get fed.
Yeah.
And
so why do you think Why do you think that keeping fish is so popular with people?
It's taken off in the last 10-20 years mainly, really, just because. I don't know. You get to actually not just keep the animal, but the surroundings itself. You can. I mean, we've got so good technology to keep the fish so happy that we can keep all the plant life, and in marine sakes, the corals. We can pretty much build their natural environment up, which is such a fascination to a lot of people, because obviously you can see them as they act in the wild in your own home.
Okay, and just I'm sure people want to know. Do you eat fish yourself?
No, I don't actually myself. I don't like the taste of fish at all. So I don't actually eat any sea life. Even down the prawns, I can't really eat.
Okay.
And also, obviously, I don't agree with trawler fishing and stuff which I've seen happen. I've seen it's quite devastating to things. So on a personal and an environmentally friendly note.
Okay.
I don't. No.
You just don't do it.
No.
Is there anything? Because obviously you work in a business where you are selling products to do with fish.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any products that you sell that are sort of environmentally friendly?
Yeah, I mean, filtration wise, it's one of the main things. I mean, we do obviously a broad range of products which are environmentally friendly, but one of our main things we're most happy with is with marine aquariums. We do something called our Ecosystems Miracle Map filter, which very simply is an all biologically friendly filter system.
Okay.
Very little apart from the heater, mechanical filtration tool, apart from the heater and the light. Okay. You have very simply it's just the miracle mud, which is the same as the substrates you get in the bottom of the sea, and the bottom. Clerpa, which is a type of seaweed, and that's it. And it's all biological, like live bacteria, which breaks down all the waste from all the fish, the corals, and everything, like it would do in a natural environment, really.
Okay.
So it creates a complete ecosystem, completely environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
And it's got no, process chemicals and anything nasty like mechanical equipment, which we try and push as our main type of filtration, which it works really well.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
No worries, thank you.
Bye.
Hello, I'm Mark from Aquatics, and I'm 20 years old and I work in the aquatics trade.
And Mark, I've asked a few questions already, but like I've asked before, do you actually eat fish?
I don't. I've not eaten anything from the ocean or rivers for the past 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
I believe it's cruel.
And do you? So you don't. Obviously, you're against the fishing trade altogether.
I'm against the fishing trade in some aspects, unless it's farmed fishing, where the fish actually is given a life. But the actual fishing trade in general, I'm totally against, because I believe the ways that they catch the fish and treat the fish afterwards is inhumane.
Okay. And can you sort of describe that a little bit more in more?
Okay. Right. So yes, one of the aspects I don't like is to do with tuna fishing. Obviously, tuna, as we know, is almost extinct fish, and yet it's still chased around the ocean, especially by Americans and Japanese. They use planes, boats, helicopters just to find a single fish, which may be worth now $50,000.
Wow.
Okay. And obviously they now farm the tuna as well, and they use fish from the ocean needlessly to fatten up the tuna just to fulfil the people's needs.
Okay. And do you think it's just general sort of ignorance for people that they don't realise? Because you buy tuna in a little tin and it's pretty cheap to buy.
Yep.
Is it just people's ignorance that they don't actually realise that they're rare, or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's two types of tuna, the bluefin, the yellowfin. Obviously one's rarer than the other.
Right.
And obviously the more common one is seen in the supermarkets with a cheap label on it, and obviously
Okay.
people don't realise that they are becoming very rare now. So
Another question I was interested in, because when I first bought my fish, I had no idea about them as a sort of a novice. But they do have. I mean, do you believe the same thing? That they do have a certain amount of intelligence. They are quite intelligent beings. Yeah.
I do agree that fish have intelligence and memories as well. This whole 3-second memory thing is a load of rubbish. You know, they do have feelings, and if people mistreat them, then again it's cruel on the animal. So
Yeah. And they do they suffer? Because I know from the fish I've looked after, they suffer quite a bit from stress, don't they? So
yes,
it's kind
that's
of,
true, yeah.
and that's quite that's linked to sort of quite emotions. Do you think they're quite sort of emotional?
Yeah, I
things
mean,
now?
obviously, if the fish is suffering needlessly from stress, i.e. they aren't looking after them properly, or they're tapping on the glass needlessly, etc., the fish is always going to be hiding away in the corner. It's never
Yeah.
going to be happy in the environment it's given.
Okay. And you're against fishing. Do you think that they feel pain? Because I know a lot of people don't consider that fish actually
Well,
feel pain.
fish, like humans, have a nervous system, so
Yeah.
of course they're going to feel pain like any other animal. So, you know, they go through the same amount of pain being caught out of the ocean using a massive hook or whatever, you know, it's
Yeah.
how would humans like it, so...
Exactly. People that walk come into the store or are informed about fish, or do you feel that you have to do quite a lot of sort of educating with them?
I do. Every new customer that comes in that actually wants to listen to me, I will educate them and
Yeah.
tell them what I know, and you know the reasons why you should look after the animal and why it's just not an object, you know. But unfortunately, the vast majority don't listen,
Yeah.
and it is just seen as an animal. And if the thing dies, sod it, flush it down the toilet, or get a new one. They don't
Yeah.
care. So, you know. What else can you do, really?
Well, yeah, exactly. But just quickly, just for my interest, do you know how the fish that are brought here are they transported? How are they transported?
If it's bought from the UK for a wholesaler, it's normally just in small bags.
Yeah.
Inside a poly box with heat pads, obviously for heated fish.
Yeah.
And they can normally survive for 6 hours, something like that.
Okay.
There now are laws in the UK saying that if the fish are in transit in the UK for more than 4 hours, they have to be stopped, and the boxes have to be opened to be checked
Right.
out that they're okay.
Wow. Okay.
If they're coming in from abroad,
Yeah.
i.e. like Asia or South America, they can actually remain in these poly boxes for sort of 12 to 24 hours,
Okay.
without being checked on.
Right. Okay.
So there is a considerable difference.
So that's right. Brilliant. And the majority of the fish that you have here are they sort of sort within the UK?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Most of the fish that are in the shops in the UK are from the UK. There's only
Okay.
a very small percentage of imported fish.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. Okay.